all our viewers and to panelists at the studio. I just want to check mic check. Can you hear me well?
Clearly, sir.
Excellent. Samson, I'm disappointed. And I am disappointed because, you know, it's tradition to be polite. It's tradition to come here and speak with humility and be understanding and considerate. But this is exactly what has put us into this mess. The electoral commissioner is so unprofessional. It's ridiculous. If they work for me, I'll fire all of them. And let me tell you why. And you know, when I speak, people cringe, but this is why we are in this mess. Samson, we have been at this thing for more than 32 years. We can't seem to figure it out. We always wait till at the dawn, at the eve of an election, and then we come here and we mess things up, and we want people to accept that, oh, you know what? There are so many irregularities that blows my mind.
Yes,
do you
point us to some
think,
of them. Point us to some of them.
Okay, so a couple of things. The times that they set for meetings, they're never on time. It bothers me. You go in there, they change an agenda. They tell you show up for a 2 o'clock meeting. They don't start a meeting till maybe 6 or 8. And then they come and they feed you snacks. You see, you know what bothers me? It bothers me because there is no sense of efficiency. And we think it's okay because, you know, at some point we will get it done. We have time in, time out where ballots are, faulty ballots come up. Why did we get faulty ballots in the first place? Nobody asked that question. Yet they're supposed to, well, if it's faulty ballot, then I guess we're going to destroy it. Who pays for that? The taxpayer. The time spent to go burn or destroy the ballot, it's a concern to me because this is how we waste money. And, you know, we don't seem to take this seriously, and it bothers me. You cannot run a country like it's, you know, a Kokontecho bar. You can't. And this is what I feel when you get Dr. Bossman sit here and make excuses for everything. Oh, well, I'm going to check with this. No, there's supposed to be clarity. There's supposed to be specificity. At this many decades that he's been at the electoral commissioner, he shouldn't be coming here to tell us, oh, well, this is how we always do it. But, you know, I'll call my people and check. Oh, Nananto is complaining about irregularity. But you have one contact person for the party, for the political entity. Your responsibility is to communicate to that contact. You cannot prove to us that you communicated to that contact. Oh, well, sometimes we always deal with this person. No, that's not good enough. You see, Samson, let me tell you something. When you ignore the signs, which is SIGNS, you don't attain the necessary science, which is SCIENCS. This is exactly what is happening. We have ignored the signs, so we just do things. And it's costing us money. It's an incredible waste of time. What is this about? Oh, well.
What are you concerned about for Monday, the special voting, and or for Saturday, the general election?
Samson, you see, one of the problems is we always isolate stuff. We have an underlying problem. You cannot do it by forcing me into isolation to pick something. The whole platform, the whole foundation of the Electoral Commission needs changing. Listen, they are an F, a big F for me. From the kind of securities background that I have worked in for 24 years, this is an F for performance. They're not efficient, they're not effective, they keep making mistakes. Samson, what I'm saying, the concern is one.
The mistakes they have made, that have been pointed to them or they detected themselves, they have corrected them. As we speak.
Obviously they haven't, because these are mistakes that happened the last election cycle. It's happened again this cycle. So they haven't. See, Samson, let me tell you something. an operation like an electoral commissioner coming into an election, there's something called practice, drill, and rehearse. You have to practice in anticipation. You have to drill. You have to know every mistake that could possibly happen and fix it before it happens. You cannot go into an election and dabble it over as the problems come. That means you are not prepared. This is a big election, just as much as every election is.
They tell us about trainings that they have been holding, and I don't think at those trainings they go for party. They go to do the drill. They go to do the rehearsals that you are talking about.
Absolutely not, Samson, because if they were, we would not have these irregularities happen, okay? I'll give you an example. Samson, Dr. Bossman is talking about, if lights go off, we have standby generators. Waste of money. It just talks about how incompetent they are. Because let me tell you, a ballot should be Q-coded or bar-coded. You can use a scanner on a phone to authenticate a ballot. So even if there's no light, if you have a charge on your phone and you authenticate a ballot and you put it in a ballot box, the program on your phone will stop any duplication that could happen. That's not the system that we have. Another thing. There are over 41,000 polling stations, Samson. They expect the independent candidates and all the smaller political parties to bring their own policing structure, which in itself is an admission that they don't know what they're doing. Because if you know what you're doing and it's airtight, you would not be asking political entities to come and supervise what happens at a polling station. It's never done. Number three.
I thought that was for openness. That was for transparency, without which there will be
regardless
problems.
of what it is, Samson, please stop interrupting me. Because listen, the point is the Electoral Commission has not done its job. It's an F for fail. And this is why we keep sitting here wasting time.
My difficulty also with you is that you have the Electoral Commission, key officials sitting here, and you have the opportunity to direct specific issues, and you say you don't want isolations. How can we continue to dabble in generalities?
Samson, the Electoral Commissioner does not sit down to plan. If I were to direct specific, it would take us all day. Okay, they're totally not professional. Now, let me tell you one big thing, and then maybe we could munch on that. The campaign financing and the ability for every candidate to disclose their assets. Why is it that the Electoral Commission ignores that? I don't know of any one candidate who have disclosed their assets before or after. Let Dr. Bossman answer that. Why is it that it's been ignored? Is it not in the Constitution?
Okay. It's actually in the 2000 Political Parties Act, Political Parties Law. And I'm equally surprised, just like you, that the law is very clear that the sources of funding, and they, as the Electoral Commission, every 6 months or so, before and after elections, they are supposed to have an audit and show to us. But they fail all the time to do that. But tonight, this afternoon, we are talking about Monday and Saturday. And we cannot be talking about this for now. I think we can deal with those later.
I need to respond briefly.
Yes, quickly.
I think Mr. Koranteng lacks understanding about processes. I don't think he even understands how printing works. To attribute the 40 ballot papers to incompetence of the EC, you don't understand.
It's your job.
No,
if you say he lacks understanding of processes, that's not correct.
He understands the process of the printing. Ask people who are in the printing business. If you have been told to print, let's say, 1,000 copies of something, definitely there will be waste. What is being destroyed, they are the excess papers that were associated with the printing. So when you sit on national TV as somebody who wants to become a candidate for president,
he doesn't want to become a candidate. He's a
candidate for president.
Correct.
Then secondly, you are saying that when the law has provided that candidates are allowed to have agents at the polling stations, then you are saying that the Electoral Commission must do what? But I think he lacks primary understanding of
See,
our
this
process.
is exactly the talk.
no.
You see, and listen, Samson, I could. This is exactly the talk that really nauseates me, because he doesn't understand that it's his responsibility to the people who have employed him to make sure that we don't have these irregularities. Samson, if everything were done correctly, even to substandard levels, you will not be asking agents of political parties to show up at your locations
But Kofi,
to
you are referring
supervise
to
you.
something as
That
an
in itself
irregularity, and
an
the thing is
admittance.
no irregularity. If there's printing and there's excess, you can't call that an irregularity.
Samson, oh gosh, Samson, when you work at a printer, which I have, there are definitely going to be excesses. But why should that be a challenge, or why should that even cause you to cause somebody to come and supervise? The mere fact that you understand and accept that people should come and supervise the excesses being destroyed, it's an admittance. Because it's standard operation anyway at any printing center.
Okay, thank you. Your views are duly